Greetings, 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 greetings. Greetings, a great rising. Greetings, a great rising. Good afternoon or good evening. Wherever you are in your day, wherever you are on your journey, welcome, welcome, welcome. And welcome back, baby. Yes. For those that are new here, my name is Robin, the creatrix of Amethyst and Clover, coming to you with a light review of BAM! The Embroidered Graveyard Oracle. Look at that. And can we talk about it? Oh, yes, we can. That's why I'm here. Yes, 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 and yes. Before we even chop it up, a couple of disclaimers. If graveyard spirits, ghosts, it's not your jam, then this is definitely not the video for you. Ashe, ashe. I will also not be showing all of the cards for respect for those that like to see the deck in its entirety for themselves. Ashe. Ashe. Now that that's out the way, let's go ahead and get into it. I came across this deck from Facebook, an advertisement on Facebook. And when I saw it, I just had to have it. Just had to have it. Spirit was like, that's the one. That is the second time in over 5 years since I've been, digging into my gifts and my talents, as a seer, ashe, ashe. That Spirit was like, you need this deck. And I bought it sight unseen. Didn't know anything about it. Didn't look at any of the pictures. Saw the advertisement, checked it out to make sure that it was legit, and it was. Purchased it. It was $65. I spent $77 for the $12 shipping. I feel as though that it is totally worth it. I mean, baby, look at the gilding on these cards. Look at the back. Come through. This copper gilding, which is also on the book. Listen, the box. This system, whole setup, A1. A1. This is like deliciousness. This is the lovely. Oh, baby, that's my word right there. This is the lovely. Yes. It came in a regular size box. Actually, it was a big box, and I didn't understand why this box was so big for such a small deck, but it had to make room for this lovely, lovely guidebook, y'all. I can't get over how lush this deck is, this system is. I just absolutely love it. I bought it because I am a root worker. I am a shadow worker. Root worker meaning that I work and commune with my ancestors, my spirit guides, my orishas, my loas, in source, divine, ashe, ashe. So this is my jam. This is my wheelhouse. And to see such beauty coming through such a potentially dark deck, say less. I needed it. I needed it. I needed it. I didn't even realize how much I needed it until I got it. Ashe. So it came lovely, perfectly wrapped. It had bubble wrap in it, regular paper in it, nice and cushiony, She made sure Alicia, I'm pronouncing it Alicia, she put it together so it can get to me safely. And it did. The deck and the guidebook was shrink wrapped individually. I love that. Ashe. So that made sense of the shipping. That made sense of the size of the box. It just made sense for me. Ashe. Ashe. So yeah. I'm going to start with the guidebook again because it's my favorite part. It is about 250 pages. Yeah, it's exactly 250 pages, ashe. And when you crack open this book, listen, I need a peeling stick. I need a peeling stick of this baby. I mean, this is exquisite. This is so, oh, yes. This is the first page that you see. The detailing in this deck and in this book is so yummy. It is so lovely. Come through, come through. Then you get into the index of it all. And it basically tells you what you can expect from this deck. It gives you the introduction, disclaimer, safety and protection, using this deck for spirit communing, using this deck for introspection, using the deck as a grief and depression aid, how to program the deck, how to activate spirit connection, how to disable spirit connection, program a card as an avatar for a spirit. Ashe, ashe. And then it goes into the naming of the cards. And I'm so grateful for that, because my only dislike, my only negative in this is the font of it. The font of the words on the card, you know, the meaning of the card or whatever. I could have really did without that. The font is this type of font. And some of the letters are, what is this, like Old English or some shit? I'm not sure. But it definitely takes away from the cards, especially when you're looking at it and, you know, the light is hitting it, the colors are changing. Baby, it wore me out. It really wore me the fuck out. So Alicia, if you are listening, if you're watching, if you ever decide to, you know, do a second, third edition, if you could just change the font, I will gladly buy it all over again. Yes, because it is doing a number on me. But luckily, if you look into the index, it is regular font, and you can definitely, you know, match it up. Ashe, the cards are numbered, so I do love that aspect of it. So I know exactly where to go in the guidebook to get a better understanding of it. Ashe. It took about 5 days for me to receive my deck. It was shipped to me from North Carolina. I live in Maryland, so 5 days, that's it. So for those that are still waiting on their deck, baby, just hang in there. The deck is real. It is coming. It is love. It is definitely going to be worth it. Another reason that I decided to support this deck is because taking a little interest into the creator, and her name, baby, like I said, Alicia or Alicia, and the last name is Vamkulakis. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, she stated that she was having, or she does have, depression, and it got really severe. And it took her down a rabbit hole, and she had to fight her way out of it, and embroidery was her outlet. And right off rip, I thought that was beautiful, because something so beautiful came from something so dark. Ashe. And being a root worker, being a shadow worker, I definitely, you know, rock with the light and the dark. You can't have one without the other. And that's what she also stated in this deck. This deck is about the light and the shadows. And I thought that was peace. Ashe. It also donates or plants a tree. For every deck that you buy, a tree is planted. So yes, give back to earth. Ashe, ayi, bobo. Ashe, yo. Come through, come through, come through. So yeah, I definitely feel as though that the energy of the deck itself, in regards to how it was created, how it was birthed, how it was thought of and formed, and, you know, how it served its purpose for her, I thought that was so dope, and I thought that was so peace. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Yes. So, the box is magnetic. It says goodbye on it. Look at those 3 butterflies. And again, more of that font that I don't care for. But baby, come through. Y'all, listen, I really need a peel and stick. I really need a peel and stick of that. Yes. The book is a hardback. And it's clean. It is crisp. It is well put together. I've spent over $100 for a deck alone, and then had to turn right around and buy a guidebook for $30, because the guidebook that came with it was that little booklet, and you couldn't even read it. I didn't even understand the point. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got the guidebook, as soon as I opened it, pages started coming out. True story. True story. So I feel as though that this is definitely worth it. I have already cracked it open good. You can see that the binding is intact. When she starts off with her introduction, it says, "Hello and welcome to the Embroidered Graveyard. My name is Alicia, and I am I am the creator of this deck. I live in a small rural town in Devon, UK with my husband, Adani, and dog, Bo. I have been using witchcraft for the last 5 years to cure my depression. It has opened my life and allowed me to live big and bold again. I've compiled so much of what the craft has taught me into this deck and guidebook, and I'm so thrilled to share it with you so you can live boldly without fear too. Yes, I love that. She's a Leo, so I can only but imagine what her depression did to her in regards to being able to live bold and loud and brave. Ashe. So, and Leo is my polar opposite sign, being an Aquarius, baby. I am here for you. I get it. Then we go into disclaimers, and that is on page 10. The disclaimer just basically says that she's not held accountable for anything. She's not guaranteeing anything in regards to working with spirits or things of that nature. Then it goes into safety and protection. I'm definitely going to read the first paragraph. In this oracle, we have the opportunity to work with the spirit world clearer than ever before. When we invite the spirit world in, we must do so with caution. This deck has many safety features and is suitable for new and advanced mediums alike. For beginners, it is very important to read and perform these safety features and adhere to them for each card reading. Advanced cartomancers may have their own methods of protection, but it is still worth reading just as a refresher. Yes. Come through, Ra. Greetings, greetings, greetings on this moon day, on this Monday, on this day of Papa like ba. Ashe, ashe, ayibo. Whoa. Ashayo. Yes. And I love that she put in the safety features, because whether you are using this as a spiritual system or if you're using it as a regular oracle system, I definitely want to stress this. And I say this all the time. And for those that are new here, baby, you're going to hear it so much more because it is vital and it's imperative. Whether you are using this deck or any deck as a spiritual system, meaning working with the spirits, or if you are just using it as a regular oracle deck and you are communing with yourself or for yourself, if you're doing a reading for someone else, however it is that you rock, understand that we are a spirit. Ashe, so you should always ground yourself, protect yourself, center yourself. Make sure your space is clean and clear of all dirt, debris, clutter, because it stagnant energy, and then stagnant energy turns into negative energy, and then you're opening yourself or you're opening your space up to negative energies to come through. Take all of that to your altar, baby. But that's how amethyst and clover rocks. Ashe, ashe. Also, just understand that yes, this is just paper, ink. I get it. You know, it's nothing sacred unless you make it sacred. Ashe, ashe. About this type of divination, dealing with cards and things like that. They're just cards. Ashe. But your intentions come through. So even if you are using decks for yourself, you know, and you're not activating this system in regards to working with a spirit or working with the spirits, working with your ancestors, Ashe, you yourself are still a spirit. So, you know, you're opening yourself up to allow, you know, God, your spirit angels, your Lawaj, your Orisha, your spirit guides, your ancestors to come through, or just the universe, meaning you're working to get a better understanding of something that is bringing something outside of you for you to take in. Take it to your altar, take what you need, and then leave the rest. Ashe. So never work in a space that is dirty, cluttered, or just hasn't been clean, cleansed, smudged, consecrated. Get in the practice of that. Ashe. So I love that she did mention that part of it. She also talks about how to use this deck. So how do the cards work? On a backdrop of a black fabric night sky in this thread-painted graveyard, you'll find depictions of death, souls, ghosts, skeletons, and death goddesses. These depictions serve as a connection between this world and the next, allowing you to create quite a ritual space and remember the spirit in detail allows them to be heard. There are depictions of common family archetypes that conjure memories and strengthen the connection between the reader and the departed. Our memories and our physical bodies give off powerful life energies, something that the departed no longer have. By thinking of them lovingly, we can fuel them. Baby, yes. That is on page 1415. And then it says using the deck for introspection. So you, again, can either use this for yourself or you can use it to work with spirits. Ashe. Ashe, pops. It is very important to ask yourself what you truly believe about death and what happens after we die. That always takes me back to American Gods, that show, where she went to see my yacht in my realm, Ashe, to get her heart weighed by a feather. She died. She went to the to Guinea. You got to go down to get up, baby. And then she was at the crossroads to take a look at her life, you know. And the question was, what do you believe in? She said, I don't believe in anything. So because she didn't believe in anything, she didn't go anywhere. And then she had to, you know, trick her way back into this realm. Ashe, Ashe. But yeah, the shadow work journaling ritual on page 195, and I'm so here for it, can be a great place to start. So if you're trying to figure out how to use this deck for introspection, it's stating that on page 195, you can start there. Ashe, Ashe. And then it says, when using this deck as a grief or depression aid, just a couple of verbiage here. Though I would love to imagine the world is always beautiful and harmonious, I am sure for at least a few of you out there, my words will find you at a very low and dark time in your life. For this, I am truly sorry for your loss, your sadness, and any other complicated emotions that you may be feeling. Though I cannot know the specifics of your situation, special relationships, and closeness you've shared with that person, or the depths of the darkness of the darkest night of your soul, I have faced grief and depression of my own and have also feared that it might swallow me whole. I looked for resources which could help, but I found very little. And in this society, there was no format to properly ask for these. People wanted to help and did their best, but they just didn't know how. The world around me moved on skirting around death, hiding it, concealing it, glamorizing it in movies, but never really talked about it. The world moved on blindly, but I just didn't know how to. I blundered my way through, and it seemed to take forever. After I have done some healing, I knew I wanted to create a tool which could help and be an aid to those currently going through their darkness. The embroidery element you see in this deck is comforting. It reminds us of our grandparents or perhaps people who would spend hours creating a gift for us. The black fabric reminiscent of the darkness, where rest and repair happen. This deck speaks a language of gentle acceptance. It does not preach love and light to you, telling you just try to be happy from a place of willful ignorance. Oh, come through. Yes, it sits in the dark with you and holds your hand. It aims to provide comfort and a visual language to help you express the emotions you are feeling. Whether that is exercising tears, rage, or regret, there's a card and therefore a space for it. Every emotion is valid, so please use this deck as a companion in the dark and know that it will always be there with unlimited patience and unconditional love for you until you can find these within yourself. You will heal, you will laugh, and you will feel love again one day. And in the meantime, the tween time, the in-between time, big. Yes, you will have this deck as a companion, one that you will never have to pretend or fake a smile around. Yes, I love that. That is on page 1819. It goes deeper into that. And then it goes on to page 20. Program the deck. When you first receive your deck, you'll need to program it according to your needs. Pause. When you first get your deck, I encourage you to clean, cleanse, and consecrate it. You should do that for every deck, tarot, oracle, whatever it is that you're working with. You want to clean off all energies, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the what the fuck. You want a clean slate, baby. Charge it, spend some time with it, get to know it. Ashe, ashe. As standard, the deck comes with the spirit connection disabled. If you do not wish to communicate with spirits, then you can just use the deck as you normally would any other oracle, and yet still cleanse, and consecrate your deck. Ashe. Yes, if you wish to communicate with spirits, you will need to perform the activation ritual below, so your deck, and most importantly you, know that it is the spirit that's coming through. You can reprogram this deck at any time and as many times as you wish. It is not necessary to perform this ritual before every reading, only when you wish to change the function of the deck. Ashe. And then it says activate spirit connections. If you decide to use your deck to commune with spirits, you need to perform a simple ritual. This ritual uses the power of your intentions to send a very clear message out into the universe. It says that you wish to communicate with positive spirits, guides, and ancestors only. Ashe. Preparing for the ritual. Confidence is key here. The ritual must be performed with a calm, focused mind. You must project confidence and clarity into the universe throughout the entirety of this ritual. If you have any fear, then it would be best for you to wait and instead shadow work journal is using the ritual on page 195 and come back to this when you feel you're more up to it. This is because projecting anything out into the universe attract more of this to us. What you throw out is coming back to thee. Yes, so performing a spell or ritual with fear in your heart can manifest the fears. Ashe. So gather the materials listed below, meditate, calm your mind, and in your usual way, or try these meditations on pages 120 and 211, and then clean and cleanse your space in your usual way. If you are unaware how to do this, you can use the rituals on pages 177 through 186. So baby, giving you really good yummy details, and it tells you about the materials that you need: white candle, a lighter or matches, stick of incense, your favorite, a decorative plate big enough to place your deck on, 5 whole dried golden sage leaves, ethically sourced of course, 3 generous pinches of salt, 1 moon charge clear quartz crystal. Ashe. Then it talks you through the ritual. And then it says disabled spirit connections. It talks about that. Preparing for your ritual, the materials you'll need for that, the ritual itself. Program a card as an avatar for a spirit. It talks about that. Preparing for the ritual, the materials that is needed for that. You choose the card, and then there's the ritual for that. Ashe. And then let's go into the card meanings, which takes place on page 30. And then it says spell cards. Throughout your exploration of the embroidered graveyard, you will see cards with different symbols in their corners. This means they are slightly different and have a different role to play within the deck. Spell cards have a little cauldron in the corners, and they are, as the name suggests, spells. They have been created specifically to be used as a spell. Each time they are drawn or carried around, the spell is enacted. You will see lots of spells in this guidebook, and any card can be used in these spells. But these cards are created especially to be the spell themselves. Take them with you throughout the day and call on their magic. Ayi bobo, ashayo. So yeah, I think that is dope. I think that is hella dope. So the first spell card, just to give you an example, make sure that I'm correct about that. Yes, is the absolute protection card. Baby, how gorgeous. How gorgeous is that? Like, seriously, how gorgeous is that? The guidebook is completely colored. There's no mistaking. There's no Listen, and it gives you a page in regards to what the card represents, how to commune with spirits, how to do it in regards to an introspection type of way. So again, the introspection is just working with you and getting a better understanding of what the card is trying to convey for you. The spirit communing is definitely working with spirits. Ashe, ashe. Yeah, so that just, and then it goes through that. It gives you pictures of all of the cards. Then it talks in regards to goddess guides. And then it shows you all the pictures for those. Then it speaks of our dearly departed. There's a beautiful message there. And then it shows you the cards that are, you know, so they are broken up into categories. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Okay, so then you have honor self and invite self-love. There's a ritual for that. Shadow work journaling. Let's read that because that is my jam. This ritual is great for getting to the bottom of an emotional or mental issue, blockage, or plateau that you might be having. The shadow is the part of ourselves where we store all of the traits, behaviors, thoughts, and mental activity that we dislike about ourselves. The part society tells us are wrong. The thing is, we're human, imperfect, real, and messy. Society may want perfect humans, but it gets the reality, us, is exhausting, pushing away these parts of ourselves, keeping them in the dark and separate, hidden. We internalize feelings of shame and guilt for these parts of ourselves when there is no need. Shadow work is the journey of looking at these parts and learning to accept them. Repetition is key with this ritual. Try it weekly for 3 whole lunar cycles. That is my jam. Y'all know how I feel about my root work, my shadow work, baby. It is no point in trying to eradicate, trying to get rid of, trying to exile, you know, just trying to do away with shadow sides, because you're actually killing or disregarding, not acknowledging, ignoring parts and facets of yourself. And as a root worker, shadow worker, baby, I'm here to tell you that internally, it just gets worse for you. Oh, you're going to ignore me? It starts to come out in other ways and other things until you're ready to deal with it. So, you know, it's just best to accept yourself in your totality, you know, in every way, shape, fashion, and form that you come in. You were created and designed perfectly. Ashe, ashe. Then it gives you a petition to work with a goddess. That's on page 202. And then the goddess correspondence table, 204. Oh, yeah. I love it. The bookworm and me just love things like this. Yeah. And then you can see there's a guide there. And then there's spells. And then it says incantation, the chanting or uttering of words purporting to have magical powers, the formula employed, a spell or charm, magical ceremonies, or magic sorcery. Yes. Then it has serving, and then it's methods, absolute protection spells, filament with the universe, anxiety calmer, draw to your power, manifest goals with ancestors. That's on page 214. Manifest abundance with the goddess, 216. And then she actually breaks it down. Oh, invitation for love in your life. There's a method and a spell for that. Healing feelings. And then it looks as if there is a spread that you can use. Healing feelings. Who the heck even am I? There's a spread for that. Guidance from a specific spirit. This font is working my nerves. There's a spread for that. Deity introduction. There's a spread for that. Pathfinder. I love that. There's a spread for that. Observing my fears of death. Yes. Deep exploration of my shadows. My abundant and beautiful life. So yeah, they give you some spreads. It gives you a little bit of everything that you need to get started, to really hone in, and not just with this deck, but definitely some insight in regards to becoming a cartomancer, to become a medium, a seer. Ashe, ashe. So yeah, that is the book. Like I said, that is my all-time favorite thing right now of this deck. Can we just talk about it? This is inspired by, but not a version of the Ouija board. As a matter of fact, there is a part in here that speaks of that. Where is that? Ah, here we go. So she gives a little blurb. Fear of spirits. If you have any fear of working with the spirits, then this may not be the best program. Then it may not be best to program this deck to connect with spirits. She said that. So then, Ouija or not Ouija. This deck is not the same as Ouija, and that's Ouija. You know, I know some of you will be like, Ouija. No, it's a Ouija, also known as the divination board or talking board. It shares some similarities, but this is mainly the aesthetics. So this is not like a Ouija deck, is what she's saying. Ouija creates a portal, a door for spirits to step through. This deck does not. It is a connection to a spirit using the power of our love and memories specific to that spirit. It is more like a direct call only to the spirit. Only spirits that share the memory conjured by you when you look at the card are granted access to be heard. Your intentions and your love are the powers at play here. So I have a little not just being honest and transparent. You know, for me, I get what she's saying. You know, when you're working a Ouija board, you're pretty much opening up the doors and the gates and the portals for spirits to come through. Well, if you're activating this deck to commune with spirits, isn't that the same thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're opening up the doors, the gates, and the portals to work with this deck. Ashe. So I get it, but I don't get it. Maybe people have an aversion to Ouija boards. And this is the thing that I've said, and I will continue to say. Divination is divination. It doesn't matter if you're using tarot, oracle, Ouija, spirit boards, talking boards, pendulums, shells, crystals. You are opening up yourself for information to come in. You yourself is a door, a portal, a gateway. Let's be clear. Ashe, ashe. So I understand why she did it, especially when you're looking at the aesthetics of it all. She wanted to be clear for those that may have some fears or aversions of the Ouija board. But when you're communing with spirits, baby, you're communing with spirits. Let's just be clear. It doesn't matter if it is, look, I'm looking at Santa Muerte here. It doesn't matter if you're looking at Santa Muerte. It doesn't matter if you're looking at the good tarot. It doesn't matter if you're looking at something that has all the pretty, beautiful imagery. There's no skeletons. There's no skulls. There's no crossbones. There's no real talking or focus on death, shadows, whatever. It could be a totally beautiful, high vibrating deck, and at the end of the day, you're still communing with an energy, whether it is the universe, whether it is God, whether it is your ancestors, your Lawaj, your Odishas, your spirit guides, spirit animals, whatever. You are opening up yourself. You are the door. You are the tool. You are the magic. You are the power. So I get it, but I don't get it. Ashe, ashe. Okay, let's go ahead and do what everybody's been waiting for, what you came here for, baby. Yes, I'm going to show the cards that I absolutely loved. Before I do that, so this card, the absolute protection. I feel like whether you're using this as a spirit deck or just, you know, a deck for you, an introspective deck, always start off with protection. If it's not this card, you know, say your own. You know, for me, I am rooted, suited, booted, divinely guided, guarded, cloaked, and or protected. Ashe, ashe. May no ill thought, words, curses, sexes, spells, negative energy, low vibration cross me, my auric, my auric, or my aortic field. That's me. Then you have goodbye. At any point in time, especially if you're using this for the spirit side of things, if something is coming across in a manner in which is just not vibing with you, or you're feeling an energy that you did not invite in coming through, you can use this to close it out. Goodbye. Ashe, ashe. Again, she's saying this is just aesthetics, but I see more similarities than not in regards to the Ouija. I'm not afraid of the Ouija. I'm not afraid of working with my spirits. So I'm here for it all, baby. Yes, 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 and yes. Yeah. Oh, which reminds me to reiterate, what you open, you must close. What you open, you must close. Whether you are doing, like I said, a fluff or a puffy you know, moonbeams and rainbow type of reading for yourself or anyone else. What you open, you must close. Whether it's saying thank you, you know, this session is over, you want to close it. Ashe, ashe. So always have an opening, be as specific and as clear as you can be, and have a closing. Be as specific and as clear as you can be. Before you start, cleaning, cleanse, and consecrate. Once you close it, clean, cleanse, and consecrate. Baby. Ashe, ashe. Yes. So let's get into some of the cards that I love and make sure they're facing the right way. Here we go. Absolutely. And this says dance. See that? Like, I didn't know that was a P or what. Maybe it's just me. But yeah. My all-time favorite right now. Rebel. I love how she's stripping herself naked. How she's stripping herself bare. I love it. Release tears. Ashe. See the keyhole, the key, the tears, your ancestors, your spirit guides all around. Baby, you are never alone. Come through. Come through. I love this card. This card says Pathfinder. And this is giving me the Marasa Trois for my voodoo. This can also be just triple goddess energy within itself. This could be the Morgans, Ashe. This could be Hecate, Ayibo Bo, the maiden, the mother, and the crone energy here. Ashe, Ashe. Yes. This is definitely Medusa, beauty, and I love how it is labeled properly, beauty, because she was beautiful. Ashe, she is beautiful. Ashe, Ashe. Temptress, come through, La Sarine, the mermaid, Ayibobo, Yemiya Oluklun, come through, come through, come through. You know, the siren, when she sings her song, you know, no person, no man, especially because it's, you know, portrayed as a man here, can resist. They become under a spell. They can love you and eat you, kill you at the same time. Ayibobo, Ashayo. Here we have the crow's eye view. I love that. In regards to the bird's eye view, we got the crow's eye view here. Yes. Love this. Sanctuary. I love it. Absolutely. And again, she embroidered every one of these pictures and did her magic and transferred it to these cards. Took over 3,000 hours or a year worth of work. Ashe. Ashe. And this says Truth Seeker. Yes, I love it. It's actually a butterfly and skull. Ashe. The eyes are the decoys of the butterfly. And I'm saying decoys because that's what they're there for, is to confuse predators. They think that they're looking at the face or the eyes of the butterfly, and actually it's the back of the wings. Ayibobo. I love the energy of this card, Total Fire. And I chose this card. I love it because it has a word that I never use, impervious. So that will definitely be a word that I'll be incorporating into my vocab. Ashe. Ashe. Cunning. Look at this fox. And look at the reflection and how it was not clear. Yes, baby. Yes. I love mushrooms. This is definitely, you know, rocking for me in the fairy realm, the under realm, the other realm. Ashe, ashe. And this says perspective. Ayibobo. Let me do a time check for myself real quick. What time is it? Oh, I got time. Oh, I got to get ready to go, though. Yes, we have self-love. I love that. This is what I'm talking about here. Taking a look and seeing yourself clearly. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the what the fuck, baby. Cherish me. This is one of my all-time favorite cards right now. Yes, look at her corset. I need that in real life. Can we come through? This is definitely giving me the Barons, the Gaides, Maman Brigitte. Adventure, Go on, honey. Take a chance. Yeah, baby. Tread lightly. Tread lightly. One of my spirit animals here. And this says abundant intuition. Yeah, that's coming through twice. Come through. Ooh. Familiar. Yes, your spirit animal. Yes. Look at that. I love, 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 love this card. And then we have the autumn equinox. This arm is getting tired. We have the autumn equinox here. And you see the roots, the hand, and the maple leaf. Baby, listen. Again, I just got this deck on Saturday. Oh, lovers. Look at that, baby. Look at that. So I haven't gotten to really dig into it, and I'm definitely going to be taking my time with it. And then we have Pinky Swear. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. Beautiful, baby. Beautiful. A card, when I first looked at it last night, that really tripped me up. Really fucked me up. In regards to the font that I'm talking about. I didn't know what the hell that was saying. I didn't know. It says grandpa. But I couldn't make it out. I didn't see it that way. I didn't know that was a B, a D. And I never looked at it as a G. That P looked like an E. Baby, listen. That font, it wore me the fuck out. And this card, this is a trigger alert. So, you know, this card here, Innocence. I struggle with this card, so I will definitely be keeping this card. This is not a favorite card. This is just a card, one of the cards that I'm keeping. Because something pulls at me when it comes to this card. So there's definitely some shadow work, some root work that needs to be done. Not only that, I do have a sister before me. She lived for like 10 days and then she passed. So there's that. And then I have a nephew who ascended due to SID, sudden infant death. So yeah, but there's something coming through for me as well. I had a miscarriage some years ago, and I think that's where that aversion, like I'm trying to just not deal with that, not look at that, you know. I mean, it wasn't nothing horrible. I didn't know I was pregnant, you know. It was very, very early on, but there's still some, you know, healing that needs to come from that. Ashe. And then giving you a look at the Hell Naws. I say hell nah. Like Miss Sophia, call me Miss Sophia with these cards. Because, baby, I say hell nah. Comforted. I just don't like the energy and the vibe of that. She creeps me the fuck out. Love and blood. Nah, that's a negative ghostwriter. Surrender to ghosts. Negative. And I'm sure it means something else, but baby, no. This one doesn't bother me so much, but I just don't rock with it. And this one says breath between. So it's probably the last breath is probably what they're getting at. Again, I didn't go through the book for that. But just, nah. Really creepy fucking card. I definitely don't need her and or him in my deck. Negative. And this says expression. Don't need to know what or how you're expressing yourself. And I get it. Let your freak flag fly. But the beauty of this being my deck is I can choose what I want to work with and what I don't want to work with. And I choose not to work with that. Thanks. A letter to death. Now, I understand why she put this in here, because in her story, she does talk about how this whole system is a ode to death. I get it. And again, that crone energy coming through, I get it. But it's just not something that I want in my personal deck. Ashe. And then this card here, this is out of all of them. Out of all of them. This one here is I say hell nah. I say hell nah. Legacy. And I'm not afraid of death, and you know, my mom has been preparing me for death since I can, you know, remember at a very early age. It's a part of life, it's a cycle. I get it, but I don't want to flip over this card and then you can actually read what it says. It says, R.I.P. Here lies an oracle reader who lived by the sun and loved by the moon. I get it, beautiful message, but I don't want to flip this card over and keep reading. Here lies a oracle reader. I am that oracle reader. Negative ghostwriter is like indirectly putting energy out there for my own demise. Negative. And I'm sure that's not what she meant or she intended. But again, baby, I get to choose what I do and what I do not want to work with in a deck. And that right there is one of them. You'll find out about my legacy when it's time for my legacy. Thanks. Appreciate you. Appreciate you much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So again, baby, overall, I absolutely love this deck. Overall, I think that this is well put together, well thought out. It has such potent, powerful energy within itself. You know, and then when you hear her story, you read her story, you investigate more about her story, it just adds that much to it. You know, being able to buy this deck and plant a tree simultaneously is a beautiful thing. Hopefully that is a real thing and not just a gimmick. I don't feel that coming through, but you never really know. So intention is powerful here. Ashe, ashe. And again, this deck and this box, baby, and this hard deck book, this hardcover book, yes, 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 yes. So if graveyards working with your ancestors, come through, Ra, come through, Ra. Yes, 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 yes. If working with your ancestors, spirit guides, Odishas, Lawaz, angels, is your jam. If divination, in regards to cartomancy, is your jam, baby, you will not be disappointed in this deck. You will not be disappointed in your deck. The only thing, again, my only negative takeaway right now, and thus far, because I've gone through this, it's my third time going through this, is the font. I really need a different font. Ashe. If the embroidery wasn't so beautiful and the borders wasn't so beautiful, baby, I'd be done cut that all off. I'd be done chopped it up. Chop, chop, chop. But luckily, the index in the very beginning does give you a list of every card. So it will help there. Ayi bobo, ashe yo. How do you feel about this light flip through? Let me know in the comments down below. Ashe, I have decided to just spend time with it for myself. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this in readings. If I do, it'll probably be during the autumn, winter months, focusing a lot in regards to, you know, All Hallows Eve, Halloween, All Saints Day, you know, and just those things. But for me, right now, you won't see this deck because just for me, I'm going to be working with it myself, just getting a better understanding of it and trying to figure out which way I would like to work with this deck and have this deck work with me. Ashe, ashe. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Please be peace, be bold, be brave, but don't take no shit. Ashe, ashe. And if you're not having the day that you want to have, and it's way too dope, deep, dark, powerful, magical of a day, change that shit, baby. Peace.